Hey, what's up, everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to get hit with the truth. So today we are doing the what's next on Naoya Inoue, the monster, the undefeated, undisputed, arguably pound for pound king of boxing, following his September 3rd 7th round TKO victory over former champion TJ Doheny in Japan, as he would retain his undisputed super bantamweight championship of the world at 122 pounds. Now, before we get into that, if you could smash the like button, leave a comment, or subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate any and all support that I can get as I continue to build my channel here. So this fight, anyway, we're going to discuss what he's doing coming up. We'll start with what we know. We know Junto Nakatani is not going to happen. That, I guess, Inoue laid down a gauntlet, so to speak, for Nakatani, saying that you got to beat my little brother at 118 to unify belts, and then you can fight me. Well, Nakatani and Inoue's brother are fighting on separate Japanese cards on October 13th and 14th of this month. And if victorious, it looks like they're going to be on a collision course to unify belts. So the fight with Inoue, who wants to return in December, is not going to happen for December. So you could take Junto Nakatani, the undefeated 118-pound bantamweight champ. You can take him out of the mix for the moment for Naoya Inoue. Now let's run through the rest of the top 10 at 122, you know, and guys highly rated, and see what possibly could be coming up for the monster. We start with, well, Stephen Fulton Jr. has moved to 126. That wouldn't be an option anyways. He already destroyed him last year. Wouldn't be any need for it, but he has officially moved to 126, so take him out. Then a rematch with Luis Neri. No sense in that. He dominated Neri earlier this year, knocked him out, retained the title, retained the undisputed belt, so that's not an option. Then a rematch with Marlon Tapales. Not going to happen. He destroyed Marlon Tapales last year to become the undisputed champ, dominating him over 10 rounds, I believe, and there's no need for a rematch. Then there's MJ Marajan Akhmadaliev, the former unified champ and current WBA mandatory #1 contender. This one is very possible. Akhmadaliev, MJ as they call him, has been linked. He was ordered, actually, before the Doheny fight. Inoue was ordered to fight Akhmadaliev, and he rescinded, said he's not going to fight him next. The WBA allowed him to hold on to the belt anyway. So Akhmadaliev has already come out and said that if Inoue decides to not fight him, then he's going to go forward and pursue becoming the champion and the belt going vacant. I don't know what the WBA is planning. I don't know if they're going to allow this fight to go forward, or if they're going to strip Inoue, but there is a chance of that. But I also believe that Akhmadaliev is a very live option and could be the guy. Then you got undefeated #1 ranked contender Sam Goodman. Goodman is ranked #1, I believe, in both the WBA and the in the WBO and the IBF. Let me confirm that real quick. Yes, he's still #1 in both those governing bodies. So I've heard that Inoue could be close to finalizing a deal with Goodman. So this one is the other big option because it's a mandatory fight. So I do believe there's a strong chance that Sam Goodman could be the option for Naoya Inoue next. We'll see. Then there's former world title challenger Azat Hovhannissian. He lost in August to David Picasso, so this one not likely, as Hovhannissian suffered another defeat. Then you got Rais Aleem. Not likely. Aleem still hasn't fought since he lost to Goodman last year. Wouldn't make any sense. I don't see that one. Then you got Liam Davies. Davies, he's an undefeated contender, but I just don't see Inoue giving him the moment, giving him a chance, so I don't like that one. Iono Baluta is out of it. Dennis McCann, now a contender, undefeated. I don't see McCann, though, with the option next. I just don't think he's a big enough name yet for Inoue, so I don't see that one. Other guys that are highly ranked now outside of the top 10. You got Alan David Picasso. Picasso just beat Azat Hovhannissian, the former world title challenger. He's ready to roll. I think he's either 1-0 or he's undefeated. I mean, he's got one loss or he's undefeated. But Picasso is #1 ranked contender in the WBC, but Inoue got rid of his WBC mandatory back in May. So he doesn't have to fight Picasso. I don't think he's going to fight Picasso. I don't see him as an option. Other guys highly ranked. Let me see here. There's Carl James Martin. I don't see that one. Not a big name. He's #2, though, in the WBO. There's Ramon Cardenas. I don't see that one. He's I don't see him as an option either. Elijah Pierce, I don't see as an option. I already said Dennis McCann, I don't see. Liam Davies is a no. And Mohammed Shekhov is the next, is ranked #5 in a governing body. I don't see any of those fights being possible. So at the end of the day, I think it comes down to two people. I really do. It's either going to be MJ or it's going to be Sam Goodman. And I think it's about 50-50, could go either way. MJ is, I honestly, who would I prefer? Or who do I think? First, let's answer the question, who do I think is the front runner? I think Inoue would prefer to fight Goodman over Akhmadaliev, to be honest. I think he would, just because that solves 2 of his mandatories. And Goodman is also the lighter puncher between the two. And he's from Australia. They're in the same hemisphere, like Japan right there. That'd be a big fight, in that hemisphere right there. But I think MJ's the tougher opponent. And I think that one would be the better fight, at least a better chance of an upset happening. And you got to remember one thing. MJ was the guy on the collision course with Inoue. Inoue destroyed Stephen Fulton. If MJ would have beat Marlon Tapales last year, which he lost a split decision to him, if he would have put his foot on the gas pedal and beat Marlon Tapales, he would have been getting a shot against Inoue in December. He lost, but he came back and became mandatory. He's been waiting around to earn that shot. He's only got the one loss. He's been, outside of that one loss, he's dominated everybody he's gotten in the ring with. Ronnie Rios, prior to losing the belt to Tapales, he dominated a couple other guys besides Ronnie Rios. He dominated Ryosuke Iwasa. He defeated him convincingly and stopped him. He defeated Daniel Roman when Roman was the #1 guy in the division to become the unified champ back in 2020. MJ is a good fighter, and I really hope that Inoue selects him, because I really also think the WBA is more likely to strip Inoue than anybody. So it's going to be interesting to see who Inoue picks. I ultimately think between the 3 governing bodies, they're probably, as long as he signs a 2-fighter, says I'm going to fight this guy and then I'm going to fight that guy before Nakatani, I think they'll allow him to hold on to his belts. But so through the next fight in December, I do believe he'll be allowed to hold on to his belts. So if you're asking me who do I think is going to be next, gun to my head, I think it's going to be Sam Goodman. But who do I want to see him fight? I think it's going to be MJ, and I think it's about 51-49 that it could go either way. So we should be finding out any day now, because they already said that Inoue has his date set, and actually I've heard that he's close to finalizing with Goodman. But that doesn't mean MJ's out of the picture. So until it's finalized, we'll see. But that's it. That's what I got. That's my what's next on the monster, the undefeated, undisputed, arguably the pound-for-pound king of boxing, the Naoya Inoue, the undisputed super bantamweight world champion. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button, leave a comment, or subscribe to the channel. This is True Boxing, and you've been hit with the truth.